Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, I want to submit to you that the Azimio party leader, Raila Odinga, is facing one of the most difficult political turbulent moments in his life. After the revelations by the whistleblower that claimed that Raila had won the August polls, Raila is facing a lot of intense pressure from his supporters, who are very ready to do anything to ensure that they install Raila as the 5th president, or should I say as the 6th president of Kenya. There are a lot of legal challenges that will be on their way, because William Ruto has already been sworn as the 5th president. But the supporters do not want to hear anything to do with this, because they feel that even though William Ruto has taken oath of office, they say that he is illegally in office. In fact, if you have to quote the deputy party leader of Azimio, Martha Karua, Martha said that the constitution recognizes the legitimacy of William Ruto. But personally, as Martha Karua, she does not recognize his authority and his legitimacy. In this video, I want us to look at some of the challenges that Raila must surmount on his way if he is serious and he means that he's going for nothing but his victory. As we do this, if you are watching our channel for the first time, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. To all those who take their time to support this channel in one way or the other, nataka kusema asanteni sana. The first obstacle that Raila Odinga is facing is coward leaders within Azimio. Sources indicate that there are certain leaders who do not agree with Raila or with the supporters who are championing for his swearing in and maybe to get that 1 million march to State House. They have got their reasons. In fact, let me take you back to 2017 when Raila was going to be sworn in at Uhuru Park. The very closest partners, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, missed that occasion and they had several excuses. Others said that they were locked in their own homes. Others said that it was going to be illegal because Uhuru had already been sworn in, and so they missed that event. That is the same thing that is happening. There are a clique of leaders who have got excuses and they don't want Raila to take that direction. Even in the botched planned parallel Jamhuri meeting that was to take place in Jacaranda before Raila flew to the USA in Washington, D.C., the chairman of the Wiper Party had distanced himself from these arrangements and he told Kalonzo Musyoka not to attend that celebrations. In fact, if you remember, Kalonzo went there alone and there were no even other Kamba leaders who accompanied him. Even Raila Odinga, some experts believe that wananchi walienda, but the leaders, some of the leaders who they expected to see were conspicuously missing. So it is the same thing that Raila is facing today. They are going to this war, but there are other generals who do not want to join him in that line. The second thing that Raila is facing as an obstacle is something that I've spoken about over and over again: the pressure and the intervention from the international community. USA, Britain, and the whole of Europe are really twisting Raila to forget the 2022 polls. and they want him to take the proposed newly created office of opposition leader in lieu of his victory that he claims he has found. And some sources even indicate that they want Raila to retire from politics and concentrate on his duty as the AU High Representative for Infrastructure. And Raila is between a rock and a hard place, because as the international community piles pressure on him to drop his ambition to go and claim his victory, the supporters are reminding Raila that this is what he told us in 2007 and in 2013. It was even more serious in 2017 when Raila said, wakiapisha tunaapisha. He was very ready. And then in 2022, in the just concluded election, many had thought that they had the deep state, and that this time around, if Raila won, no one would even attempt to take away his victory. So they are telling Raila that it is now or never, but wazungu wanasema wachana nayo. So that is an obstacle that Raila is facing, and it's really he is in turmoil. I know wherever he is, even headache and akili hata iko karibu kubust. The other reality that Raila is facing that might be a stumbling block on his way is the reality of the consequences or the aftermath of what might just happen. You all know that there is no any leader who will accept to vacate office without a fight. Examples are many. Look at even in Kenya in 2007, we had several deaths when people went on demonstrations after Raila's victory, was rigged. In fact, in Rift Valley, where William Ruto is coming from, we had very many deaths, including Kiamba, where people were torched in a church. And so the government will do anything, and there will be a lot of fracas between the government forces and the wananchi. Some of the viewers and the subscribers in this channel are saying that they don't care, the power of the people is mightier than the power of the police. I don't know how true that is. If there is any one of you who is watching this video and attended when Raila was, I think he was flying back from USA, and the government had banned his supporters from meeting him from the airport and escort him to town, you understand what happened. Very many people died on the way. There was a lot of battle for several hours, and this is one thing that Raila Odinga is really taking a lot of caution, because he does not want bloodshed. Even though it is very true that in any kind of liberation or revolution there are always bloodsheds, but Raila does not want his hands to be soiled with blood. So this is one of the things that is really looking at very carefully, because when you want to go to undertake such a serious event, you must calculate, because if you don't calculate well, you can subject your supporters to police brutality and you don't achieve what you want. Usually, if you ask anyone, they will tell you that when you decide that you are going for it, when you decide that you are going to face the police and the military, then you must be sure that after that battle, you must go to full length. The other hurdle that Raila is facing is that of his capacity as an international leader. Raila has been given an opportunity to serve as a AU High Representative, and anytime he does something, he's being looked at internationally. They will always remind him of his leadership. Anytime they make a call like that one, a call that they shared between him and the UN Secretary General Mr. Gutierrez, they will be discussing peace within the region, East Africa and Africa as a whole. And so Raila is facing a lot of difficulty. Back at home, he wants to lead a generation that is really charged, and they want to remove William Ruto from the office. And you see, the other African leaders might not know what is happening in the country. They may just feel that Ruto won because he was declared by IEBC, which they know is the only body that is mandated to manage our elections. And then when it went to the Supreme Court upheld that ruling. And so for them, they just feel that William Ruto won. So if Raila Odinga, leads a charged crowd to, go against William Ruto and demonstrate against him, they will see him as someone who is causing chaos. If there is any chaotic country today, one of the people who will be sent there to go and share with them how they can work together, because they are taking a case study when Raila worked with Mwai Kibaki and when he worked with Uhuru Kenyatta in the handshake. They will be calling Raila Odinga to go and just share with them, teach them how they can work together. So when they see Raila supporters going to State House and marching and chanting anti-Ruto slogans, it is going to be very, very bad on him. So these are some of the things that Raila is facing as an obstacle. And don't be surprised if you hear that Kamkunji rally was postponed or it was cancelled. Don't be surprised. I'm just telling you this so that you can be very ready, because even the one that was supposed to take place in Jacaranda was cancelled. And for those who feel that Raila must take his victory, you must know that there are going to be very many difficulties ahead. Last but not least, you've seen the government has charged a narrative that we must accept and move on. We want to build our economy, and they're saying, even some parents are saying that Raila wants to subject their children to brutality. And this is something that they want to work with, and they want to sing it every now and then. The church leaders have joined them. You remember that bishop who was saying in Kitale that we must forget what happened in the election so that we can move on. I don't know what the meaning of moving on, but I feel that as we move on, we need to read from the same page. Let all the leaders unite to bring peace and tranquility and unite all Kenyans together. That is my take, ladies and gentlemen.